Nuh-uh, I didn't steal this idea from Jshlatt. I had it first, but then he did it. So really, I'm better. Okay. And for those uneducated, I will be talking about small YouTubers I think are neat. I won't mention anybody with more than 1 million subscribers. Now, we're starting off pretty heavy. Don't worry, it gets pretty lighthearted after this suggestion. There exists a video about autism, a video painstakingly molded by A_Lillian. Our first suggestion. I'd argue that it is the best video on YouTube. It says so much I never thought could be put into words. It never even crossed my mind how it'd be said. Whether you're autistic or not, please watch this video. Even if you already have, please watch it again. Pause this video right now and go watch it. On the watch priority meter, I give it a 10 out of 10. I'm putting this one so high because, again, you must watch it. I've mentioned before that I like watching videos on the evolution of speedrun, but it cannot be understated how much that is my bread and butter. I don't even speedrun. Sholess is the name, Video S is about Rumble is the game. The reason I started off this paragraph with speedrunning is because his videos give off a similar vibe. He talks about how the meta of the game has changed and evolved alongside the community over the few years the game has been out. Furthermore, I am jealous of his videos. I am filled with envy at the mere shadow of his editing prowess. A mouth-frothing amount of jealousy. Again, complete genius. His newest video, I want to be like that someday. I want to make something like that one day. On the watch priority meter, I give it a 3 out of 10. The reason it seems so low is because it's just an opinion thing. Of course, not everybody's gonna vibe with it. Scripting Japan. This YouTuber is way different from all the others I talk about. He makes videos on Japanese slang and I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. His style of video is really chill. It's just him talking to a camera. Moreover, on the Mr. Beast to an old man's advice scale, he definitely falls near the latter half. On the watch priority meter, I give it a 1 out of 10. If you're learning Japanese, give it a watch. If not, then don't. Simple. When I subscribed to KitKat, I thought, I don't think I vibe with this guy bar for bar, but I want to see where this goes. I feel like an investor giving a fledgling entrepreneur like $3 and some pocket lint. His content consists of manga and anime recommendations, sometimes streams, but I don't catch those too often. More interest in the video essays. KitKat is one of the ones I really want to see become popular, so on the watch priority scale, it's a 6 out of 10. This next one isn't a YouTuber, but I'm giving a shout out to Gareth Inkster anyway. Just give Ode, opening bracket for Elliott Smith, closing bracket, a listen. I vibe with it so hard and it pushes me to make better music. Specifically, the way he does harmonies really makes me think I can weave more interesting harmonies into my music. He's a person I really respect, and if you like Pinegrove, you'll absolutely like Gareth Inkster's discography, as well as his work as the pianist for Golden Feather. Their music is like rock and jazz? The thing I find mega rad about the band is that for at least one of their songs, I'm not sure how many, they don't know what they're gonna play. It's mostly improvised and they just do it. I bet you wouldn't even be able to tell that this is just a jam session and not scripted. On another note, personally, my favorite song is Mountain Man. I don't really know why, I just think it sounds bright and cheerful and good and yippee. Okay, whatever. On the watch priority scale, it's a 7 out of 10. Holy crap, how does this guy have like 3 million subscribers? Daryl Talks Games makes videos about games, sometimes movies, and the psychological impact they have on the people playing them. Similar to Jacob Geller, but less existential dread and more emotional dread. My favorite series of his is his gaming backlog. It interests me. What else can I say? On a different note, his editing style really intrigues me. It's slow and calculated, but not boring. Somehow, it still grabs your attention even though it's nothing like, per se, Monsieur Beast. But there is one small problem. He will spoil a game that you want to play, guaranteed. It's easier to avoid spoilers for JJK than any game Danny talks about. Why did I just put Danny in the script instead of Daryl? On the watch priority scale, it's a 3 out of 10. If video essays or psychology in games are your taste, then give them a watch. Dragoon His videos kinda remind me of Technoblade's Potato War. That's the only thing I can really compare it to. Even though it feels kind of wrong to compare them. Though he doesn't just make videos on Minecraft, it's all sorts of games. Balloons to Red, Cookie Clicker, just to name a few. Generally, there is some kind of like storyline, perhaps involving Morgan, his arch nemesis. That's how I say it's kind of like the Potato War. There is a story to these grand events. It's over-the-top dramatique. I'd say my taste in YouTube is generally video essays, and this is not that. I know my taste isn't really video essays. That's probably only like half of the stuff I watch, but it feels like it's the only stuff I watch. So, on the watch priority scale, it's a 2 out of 10. Dunni, or Dunni, I don't know. He makes music, and I think it's really good. On the watch priority meter, it's a 5 out of 10. Enough said. I like weird little hobbies. Most things other people don't know about, and I love seeing people talk about them. I adore passion. I love it. In weird things and in normal things. I'm passionate about YouTube videos, so it's very easy for me to relate to those who love doing something as much as I do. Do you know anybody who's interested in graphic programming? Not game programming, just graphics. I do, and his name is Acerola. The videos are so interesting. How does he do it? In truth, I might have an answer to that. First, he gives us a problem, something interesting that we want to see be solved. Then he solves it. Not giving us an answer at first, but giving us a journey that eventually leads to that answer. I guess that's more on how to make an interesting and engaging video, not quite on Acerola, but on the watch priority meter, it's a 6 out of 10. Give it a try, who knows? Name is Taylor. It's like the Russian Badger. It's exactly the Russian Badger. He makes silly videos with his friends on a couple games. It's mostly been Deep Rock Galactic. That's how I got into his videos. But recently he's been branching out into other stuff. Ooh, this is a good point to add this joke to the script. Why can't you date a dwarf? Because they're all minors. On the watch priority meter, it's a 3 out of 10. RelaxAlax. I really like how this guy edits. It's fast and snappy, a little bit quirky. I get a bit of my editing style from him and Daryl Talks Games, which is weird because they are complete opposites. His videos mostly consist of Mario, Mario music and real music, Mario and TV shows, Mario how it impacts his life, Mario and okay you get the idea. On the watch priority scale, it's a 3 out of 10. Again, depending on your opinions. Good news! Sam Bentley makes videos on good news. Personally, I think it's pretty funny to see what Trump and Elon are up to, but the news surrounding them is often told with a foreboding undertone. Like, here they go again, mucking everything up. Kind of ruins your day if you take it seriously. If you want something to make your day better, then this is the guy for you. He covers all sorts of positive news, big and small. No matter who you are, you need more of that. Give him a watch. On the watch priority scale, it's a 9 out of 10. You need the positivity even if you don't. Look at Big Pants. You'd be hard-pressed to find another guy with a vibe like this. He makes these silly little skits, but they're in this old 90s point-and-click adventure game style. It's weird, it's quirky, it's fun. Give him a watch. On the watch priority scale, it's a 4 out of 10. False Memory /Katsuka. The Katsuka is the YouTube channel, but False Memory is the short film I am talking about. And this short film for False Memory and the trailers as well is genuinely some of the coolest animation I have ever seen. The story seems hella fresh, interesting, and cool. The music is catchy and memorable. The animation is new. It's new. It's new. So why not tell you about it? There are 2 ways to prolong life: watching movies and becoming a memory collector. Memory collectors have to recycle bugmen, which infect bug hosts. They are created from ill feelings linked to a memory. If left alone, the bugmen will tamper with the memories of the host and cause chaos. It's not really described what this chaos is. Memory collectors must bring order to the world. Doesn't that sound awesome? That is awesome! The most awesome thing I have ever seen, and that is saying something. An entirely fresh idea, never before seen by me. You must absolutely see the short film. It is mega rad. On the watch priority scale, it's a 7 out of 10. If you love seeing small creators get what they deserve, you give it your attention. Mob Psycho 100. This is an anime. It's so fire though, I'm talking about it anyways. I bet 100% it'll make your life better. The show is about a kid with super duper psychic powers who just wants to live a normal life. That sounds hella boring and like I've heard it before, but Mob actually tries really hard not to rely on his powers. The people around him are encouraged to be better and you will too, so you should watch it. Transition word. There are heavy themes of self-improvement and internal conflict. This is my jam. Whenever I start writing a story in my head, there is always major internal conflict. I just like it. For example, the character Reagan is a scam artist, but there's a whole arc where he confronts himself about this, and Reagan falls into the old wise teacher archetype, IMO. So him having character development like this is way out of the ordinary for a simple show. Wait, look at this B-roll. This is fire! Who animated that? Oh, it's Bones. It's Studio Bones. They animated this. Bones is known for Soul Eater, Ouran High School Host Club, Full Metal Alchemist, Space Dandy, Noragami, Bungo Stray Dogs, and My Hero Academia. That's only like a fourth of their catalog. These are big players. The animation is so clean, man, and the low line economy helps. You don't know what line economy is. Okay, in layman's terms, it's characters that take fewer lines to draw are easier to animate. That's better line economy. Characters designed and written by One. We don't know his real name. The characters One writes feel so real, yet they're still, like, incredibly quirky. Like, Ritsu is jealous of his older brother Mob. Teru is a prick. And there are people like Serizawa who just lack confidence. Though I don't know how many people you meet who want to take over the world, so... The point is, Mob Psycho 100 is mega rad. It's made by an amazing studio and it holds some very important themes that I think we could use more of in our day-to-day. On the watch priority scale, it's an 8 out of 10. This is a difficult YouTuber to talk about because it's actually like 16 YouTubers, but Hololive English is a VTuber agency. A VTuber is like a YouTuber, but they changed the letter because they thought it'd be cool. In reality, they use an avatar or virtual model instead of using their face on the internet. Hold up, do I count as a VTuber? Because this form that I use is what I just described. Anyways, a VTuber agency exists because VTuber models can be very, very expensive. So anybody looking to become a VTuber can turn to that agency and audition. If they are deemed suitable, they debut under the agency. Most of the time, the VTubers don't get to design their model that they use. That's decided by the agency. VTubers often debut in generations. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe it's because VTubers are closely related to Japanese idol culture, which I don't really want to get into. Just understand that if Taylor Swift was Japanese, she'd be an idol. Hololive is the biggest of these agencies. They also have branches in Japan and Indonesia. I'm focusing on the English branch because, surprise, surprise, I speak Alienese. Glorp, glorp, glorp. Among my group of friends, I am the VTuber guy, but I thought, what if we could be the VTuber guys? That's my reason for talking about them. That's all. Most of them have a song they've made, but also, isn't that what like every YouTuber does after they fall off? I'm not going to tell you about each member because it's too much work. But I guess check out the ones you think are interesting. I don't know. On the watch priority list, it's a 5 out of 10. If you like normal streamers, you probably like VTuber. That's all the VTubers I will suggest for today. Maybe in another video I'll make a part 2 or something. Also, quick before I end, I'd like to point out how ironic this video is. A guy with 40 subs recommending YouTubers like he's actually giving them much attention. Okay, that's the end for real. Goodbye. Have a good day.